Let's think a little bit about maybe ways that we're getting kids really motivated to utilizing badges. I mean, is that been tough, or has that been tough? And are you finding that they don't need it, they're gobbling it up, or you really do have to encourage them to start learning and getting their badges?
I think one of the things that we've learned so far, and this field is still very nascent, is that there needs to be a certain amount of awareness done in the beginning, bringing together the key stakeholders, including the students and the parents and community members, to really understand what the power of badges can be. And one of the things we're already finding out very quickly is that kids will earn badges and claim the badges. They can earn the badges, but then they have to claim the badges. So in order to claim the badges, they really want to know who's actually going to recognize the badges. Like, what is it going to mean for them? What's the incentive? Are they going to get credit for it? Is it going to help them move into an internship? Is it going to help them level up to a different level of learning that they haven't before? So I think there needs to be a lot of thought put into it from a community and stakeholder level, because kids aren't wanting to get badges just for participant purposes. They want it to have a meaning.
Yeah, though I would say that they're a lot more motivational than a grade. And so when you think about all the things that young children know and young adults know and lifelong learners know, the way to be able to capture that and represent it. So maybe it's just your advocation. Maybe it's that you have, a deep passion for natural sciences or for media making, whatever it is. It's a way to then represent that. So that's kind of exciting. Whereas just sort of a grade as part of a standardized curriculum that every learner takes along their path is not quite as exciting. So the individual nature of it, the personalization of it, is just a way to, in our socially connected world where we care about how people see us and how we represent ourselves, badges become a great tool to do that.
How about badges in the workplace? I mean, would employers benefit from encouraging their workforce to earn digital badges?
So it's interesting, I've talked to a number of industry, and a lot of industry are actually implementing badges within their companies as a way to motivate their workers to either level up to a different career or earn some of the things that they need to do internally. Those tend to be closed systems. And more open systems where industry is interested in seeing badges of potential employers, they are very interested in being able to capture some of the hard skills, for example. So if someone is trying to hire a whole slew of chefs, they actually want to be able to see and have a videotape that could be evidence behind the badges of someone who knows how to use a knife well and very well in terms of that. In terms of 21st century skills, they're very interested in understanding, like, can this person actually be a good team player, can show us evidence of where they can communicate well, and both orally and in written form too as well. So employers are very actually excited about a tool that helps them be able to find their employers in a more efficient and cost-worthy way.
My question is, I'm hearing a lot about badges for children and badges for academic or occupational purposes. How early in the feasibility study of this whole badging concept are we? Are there going to be badges that are recognized by the AMA for, surgery skills and also badges available for kids for tree fort building skills? And how much traction in our country, and is this a United States concept or is this a global concept, and what's the end game for it?
So I would say badges are a disruptive innovation, and they really will only gain traction or currency when you begin to see them accepted at the university level, accepted by employers. So right now we're sort of in a badge experiment stage, but when you start to see schools like MIT and DePaul University are accepting badges, when you start to see badges appear on LinkedIn profiles, when you see some of those analog certification programs that you're talking about translate into a badging program or a badgeable learning certificate, then you see that disruption. So it's, I would say, emerging, and it's emerging on a global footprint. So Pittsburgh's really excited to be a part of this national movement of the City of Learning, and to really think about how can we tie badging in for lifelong learning, as well as professional development for educators, for practitioners, for as well as for young children.
Great. Does anyone else have another? Yes, please.
So my question is mostly for An-Me. I know Pittsburgh is just on our path towards badging, but what have we seen from other pilot cities? Do we see an increase in different organizations and educational providers in creating badging situations? Or are we seeing, those same people replicate those badge programs? Is it growing?
Thank you.
So yes, I think badging is growing, and also to follow up on what Cathy was said, we're still at the beginning stages, but we're learning a lot already. So Chicago was the first place to do City of the Badges and or Summer of Badges, and moved on to City of Badges. And and the data is still out in terms of how many more kids claim badges and what more programs. But clearly, one of the things that they worked on this year was really thinking about what were some of the standards for the badges, like what actually is a STEM badge and what are the criteria that you need, and working along with the school system to do that. So, and DePaul University to do that. So the depth and the quality of it is making a big difference. And so you see other cities like Dallas just started, it launched a badge program. LA's been thinking about it. Columbus has, and so it's really catching on. But I think there's still a lot to be learned. But the great part of that is that there's a lot of positive data that's coming out about what's working.
Great. All right, fantastic. Well, at this point, we're going to wrap our show. So thank you so much for being an incredible guest, and thank you all for being a part of the show today. We appreciate it. Thank you.